Aloha, my name is Andrea Bordonado, and this is my 6th video presentation. Today I'm going to be talking about the Ice Bucket Challenge, starting with the Ice Bucket Challenge's origins. After that, I'll discuss the role of social media in this challenge's success, then the movement's effectiveness in gaining support for its cause. Lastly, I'll be talking about how the activist movement relates to the STEPS framework. The Ice Bucket Challenge first gained its traction in the small town of Pelham, New York. Chris Kennedy was nominated by a friend to do the Ice Bucket Challenge. At the time, there wasn't any specific charity tied to the challenge. He decided he would do this challenge in honor of his cousin, Jeanette Senarichia, husband Anthony, challenging his cousin to participate. Jeanette ended up donating to the ALS Foundation regardless, but decided to participate in doing the Ice Bucket Challenge. Once she completed it, she felt compelled to challenge a few more of her friends. From there, the rest is history. Before moving on, I want to talk briefly about what ALS is. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis is a neurodegenerative disease that negatively affects the nerve cells in a person's brain and spinal cord. To this day, there is no cure for ALS. However, thanks to the Ice Bucket Challenge movement, there are a lot of free resources available for those affected with ALS at the ALS Foundation. Their website is als.org. Moving forward, I'd like to talk about what social media's role was in all of this. The role of social media was to create a fun and memorable challenge. From there, the platforms such as YouTube and Facebook on social media spread the awareness of ALS to millions globally. Everyone who participated in the Ice Bucket Challenge and their own personal take on completing it, compelling others to join in with their own ideas. Thanks to social media, there is an increased awareness of ALS to the point where it was almost common knowledge a few years ago. Next, I would like to talk about the overall effectiveness of social media activist movement. Thanks for the efforts of many, the ALS Foundation managed to raise over $115 million in the US from donations and 300,000 new donors. The movement became so popular that public figures and celebrities participated in the Ice Bucket Challenge. All of this revenue has made it easier to better treat patients with ALS. According to the ALS Foundation's website, all the care that they provide comes at no cost to the person who is afflicted. This includes equipment, consultation, house visits, and much more. As we get closer to the end of my presentation, I would like to talk about how the Ice Bucket Challenge relates to the STEPS framework. The STEPS framework helps us to measure how effective a social media campaign is. The STEPS framework talks about social currency, triggers, emotions, public, practical value, and stories. Let's start with social currency. The Ice Bucket Challenge reveals itself to be very rich in social currency as it intends to be charitable and socially responsible. In these challenges, participants can challenge others to either complete the challenge or donate a certain amount of money to the ALS Foundation. This is a nice call to action, and the challenge itself is simple and memorable. By completing these challenges, people felt empathetic towards those with ALS. They want to help them receive treatment and care. The Ice Bucket Challenge has the emotional appeal of being able to help people with ALS. The Ice Bucket Challenge excels at the public aspect of the STEPS framework. The nature of the challenge is to complete and challenge others to do the same within the next 24 hours. This spread the message across vast parts of social media, mainly on the Facebook and YouTube platforms. The practical value of the Ice Bucket Challenge is that it created awareness of ALS. Whether you were challenged, participated, or spectated, the information was still delivered to many people around the world. The rich personal stories and explanations of why people took participating were all very compelling. Thanks to these stories, the challenge became much more relatable and engaging. And thank you for listening so far. We're going to jump into my last few slides in this presentation. Here's some additional information. If you are interested in learning more about ALS, you can visit the ALS Foundation's website linked in the description below. The original Ice Bucket Challenge video is also linked below. Let's get into our summary and some final thoughts. In this video presentation, I talked about the origins of the Ice Bucket Challenge and what ALS is. I mentioned the role of social media in the challenge's success and how effective the challenge was. Lastly, I related the social media activist movement to the STEPS framework, proving the challenge's overall effectiveness in spreading awareness of ALS. Personally, I was never challenged to do the Ice Bucket Challenge, but remember the wave of the short videos hitting every part of social media that I participated in. I remember thinking that this challenge might make history, and it has. I am very glad that people were able to make such a drastic challenge using the fun and simple aspects of social media. Thanks for watching the video. If you would like to read any of the articles that I received, my information will be in the next slide. Once again, thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Mahalo!